Protest against CAA, BJP coming out to defend the act, opposition parties trying their best to hit the streets. Feels like we're back in 2019, but we are not. Credit to the BJP where it is due. It promised the CAA, it got it approved. And time and again, the BJP leadership has said that despite what some or many might say, no one can stop it from being a law. Now sure, there are over 200 petitions challenging the validity of the CAA, but let us not beat around the bush. We no longer say CAB, rather we say CAA, which means it is as much a law in our nation as any other constitutional law. Just as we say innocent until proven guilty, we must also assume that an act will remain an act until the Supreme Court says otherwise. It would be a tad dishonest on our part to act as if the CAA is what will push the region to a breaking point. Let us be honest, we are living in the breaking point and it is just a matter of time when the fuse blows off in different parts of the northeast. I mean, today we see what has become of Manipur, but hey, no one was talking about Manipur and the breaking point at this point of the year last year. In this episode of Decoded, we explain if the protests against CAA will have any impact in the region's politics. Pursuing for months.
The village of Assam
in the 75th Independence Day.
Allow me to return to December 2019. As some of you might remember, EastMojo was in the thick of the action as Guwahati streets, at least briefly, turned into war zones. Who remembers seeing almost daily night marches with flaming torches, the screams of Ka Ami Namanu and the curfew-like situation in the state? 5 years on, a lot of time and water has flown under the bridge. The Assam government, then under Sarbanand Sonowal, is now under the leadership of Dr. Himanta Biswa Sarma. The pandemic came twice, destroyed our lives and went, and of course, floods and droughts did what they do. But the 2024 BJP, both at the centre and in Assam, is in a much stronger and stable position. While many were angry at the passing of the CAA, it would be fair to say that when elections came, no one voted against the BJP because of the CAA. So that way, if you think that the Assam government would be worried about the CAA, you are very much mistaken. It might be seen as a distraction, a nuisance, or even a law and order concern. But scared? No. The Assam government is very much in the mood to support CAA, with the necessary caveats too, but we will get to that later. In 2019, the Assam government was very much on the back foot in the initial days. But the 2024 Assam government has taken off the gloves and time and again made it clear that they are supporting CAA as much they can. Why? Well, because as they have realized, people's anger subsides. Plus, what can the opposition do anyway? Like the last time, the BJP government is sure to blame the opposition parties for protests, burns and any deaths due to such protests. The Assamese population are also unlikely to take the streets like they did in 2019, but that is understandable given how bystanders were shot dead in cold blood in December 2019. For the BJP, that was squarely the fault of the opposition. For the opposition, this was the fault of the government. For the families of those dead, there is no hope anyway. But at some point, the opposition in Assam has little else to do apart from raising the CAA issue, hoping that this would help them fight harder against the NDA government. But let us be honest, the Assam opposition versus the Assam government is very much a David versus Goliath situation. The Assam electorate, even when angry with the BJP, is unlikely to vote for the Congress again anytime soon. The local leadership of Congress has been battered by their leaders jumping ship, which is understandable given, well, I don't know, have you heard of Himanta Biswa Sarma? Akhil Gogoi, seen by many as a true Assamese voice, is a one-man army who spends more time quoting controversy than actually doing politics. And ASU is, well, ASU, a students' union. We all saw what happened when Lurinjyoti Gogoi tried to contest elections. Well, here's the catch. Just like Assam, the rest of the northeast also erupted in protest. There were visible anger against centre, and yet did it really impact the BJP negatively? Not really. Meghalaya, they had 2 seats and they still have 2 seats. Manipur came back to power stronger than before. Arunachal, we will see soon. Sikkim, same. Nagaland came back to power in alliance and maintained its position. Mizoram barely made an impact and yet got more than Congress. And Tripura, well, the biggest opponents of the CAA are now their allies. Well played indeed. Here's the thing. The BJP and its supporters have time and again said that the CAA will not impact Northeast states because, well, they are protected under various provisions of Schedule 6 to Article 371. Even in Assam, CM Sharma has time and again said that the tribal regions will not come under CAA, and unlike Assam, there are no large swaths of non-tribal areas anyway in other states. So according to the BJP, you cannot be angry at what does not concern you, right? Yeah, that is not how the Northeast works. You see, policy-wise, the Northeast should never be worried. There are more than enough laws, bylaws and constitutional provisions that, on paper, protect the indigenous communities, their culture, land and traditions. Yet, we also know that such laws have done precious little to do what they are supposed to do. If there is one concern that is shared by all indigenous communities, it is the fear that the demographic changes happening in the region and way too strong, and the damage has already been done. Sikkim is now fighting for the ILP. Manipur, which got the ILP, is now advocating for NRC. Meghalaya, which passed the ILP, continues to wait for the ILP to become a reality, and residents of Nagaland, Arunachal and Mizoram, which have ILP for decades now, also want tougher laws against the illegal immigration. And as we see in Manipur, when the fuse blows, the results are far from ideal or desired. In such tough circumstances, regardless of whether the CAA is implemented or not across the Northeast, or in what shape or manner it is applied or even not applied, the fact that there is one more law that seeks to supposedly put immigrants over locals is only going to give more anxiety to the locals. Sure, electorally, it will not hurt the BJP. The opposition will have its moment under the sun for a few days, but they know very well that it will take a lot more to defeat the BJP in the Northeast. And for now, whether we like it or not, that means that unless the Supreme Court thinks otherwise, CAA is very much here to stay.
Don't forget to like, share and subscribe to EastMojo. For any queries, put them down in the comments section below and press on the bell icon for notifications.